Good morning, everyone. It's Denise again with a tour of my dolls. This is an intro that I use only for my crafts. And though I'm not doing a craft today, I had a friend who asked if I would show what I meant by my dolls. Well, when I was growing up, my grandmother owned a ceramic shop, and she specialized in porcelain dolls. When she passed away, I got to inherit a number of her dolls, and in here are a number of my own that I have created in her shop. These are only the dolls that are nicely clothed and are ready to stand up on their own. I do have two more that are downstairs needing elastic and needing some clothes. This one, the Debbie Red doll, I made this one myself. I made her clothes, I made her the porcelain, and I made her cloth body and stuffed it and tied on her legs and her arms. I made her shoes even. I need to put a little pair of socks in there because her feet look funny without socks. These are Grandma's dolls. You see how they're articulated? They have elastic inside the body so that the legs will move, the arms will move, and the head will turn. See how the legs can move like a rubber baby doll. This one's one of my favorites because you see the dress and the hat. My grandmother crocheted those herself. And I thought she looked cute with the little watering can. They have real hair wigs and real eyelashes that my grandmother glued on one by one, and glass eyes. Not porcelain eyes, but clear glass. This one, I made her when I was 15. She does not have on a real hair wig. That's, just carved porcelain. But you can see I played with her when I was a girl, and she's lost a few fingers. And her dress is quite faded, because I made that also when I was 15. She has a cloth body, and her little porcelain legs from the knee down are tied on. The same with her arms. I love the ones that have the articulated head. You can turn her head. This one has a little ball elbow, and even her hand can turn this way and that because it is made in that many parts. The same with her legs and her knees. She has a ball joint in her knees, so her legs can turn several ways. I try to show the ball joint there. There it is. It's hard to do when you're holding the camera. And down on the bottom shelf, you could barely see, is the Madame du Barry doll. This one is quite fun. My grandmother made the hat, made the dress, made the doll, with also the articulated limbs. You string special elastic through the arms so that it holds the pieces in and that they can turn this way and that. You see the fingers are all carved. these dolls do come from a mold, but my grandmother never left them as they came out of the mold. She would carve the pieces so that they had individual fingers and toes. She would glue on eyelashes, you know, special hair lashes, and glass eyes, and put real hair wigs on them. These are special dolls. This one, Blossom here, she is supposed to be a fairy. Now, her hair, her little wig just covers up her little fairy ears, but I'm trying and push them back so you can see. She has pointy fairy ears. And I put some, you know, pipe cleaner wings on the back of her dress. You see her little fingers. I carved them myself, just as my grandmother showed me. I put blush on her knuckles and blush on her toes and toenail polish. But she's not meant to stand, you see. She's meant to hang, like from a window or whatever. This one, I took her down so that you can see. It's not close enough for you to really see, but she has real eyelashes glued on right there. Her little face is carved, her ears are carved, her fingers. Unfortunately, she doesn't have on underwear, so sorry. Her toes are carved. Usually it comes out of the mold in just a solid lump. And I bought this little outfit. I thought it was very cute with the hat and everything. Here's the one that my grandmother crocheted. She crocheted the hat. The little doll has real eyelashes. There's her little hat. And you can see the elastic that connects it through the body so that her head will turn. The apron is crocheted separate, the dress. See how fine the crochet work is she did there? Isn't that just charming? And you can see it's faded a little. Underneath, she crocheted the little slip. And she crocheted the underpants. That's a lot of attention to detail. I wanted this doll because my grandmother put so much into it. Very charming. This one too is one of the ones that she sewed the dress, made the doll. I knitted a little hat for the top. You know, that's not part of the original. Underneath the real hair wig, my grandmother would usually, this one doesn't have it, but she would usually sign her name there in the back of the neck where it wouldn't show. And you can see the elastic attached so that the limbs articulate. Now I want you to know, painting on those eyebrows is not easy because you have to make them match. And painting the first one is no problem. It's painting the second one to match the first one. Oh my goodness, I can remember doing it over and over and over again. Oh, and if you look closely, she carved the teeth and the tongue on this one because her lips are slightly parted. Do you see? She carved those teeth. She didn't have to do that, but she had quite the attention for detail. And she sewed the slip and she made underpants. Now the elastic on these little underpants needs to be replaced because with age, it's completely fallen apart. But it's ever so cute. And the body is glass completely on this one. You can see the legs have the elastic. Now, over the years, I've done a number of dolls. I've made a number in my grandmother's shop. But most of them I did not keep. I gave them away. This one right here was my first one. It doesn't have real eyelashes. That's all painted using China paint. The dress I made, you can tell, very, very long ago. The fingers are, mostly broken. If I had saved the pieces, I could have glued the fingers back on, but somehow I've lost them. And she has a cloth body that I stuffed with sawdust. I sewed it and stuffed it and sewed on the legs and, tied on the porcelain bottom pieces. So that's just about it. I could show more, but it would get boring. But I sure appreciate you watching. And do check out some of my other videos where I'm actually doing some craft or something. Bye, everyone. I'll see you next time.